You're a yummy, scrumptious donut. Yes, you are. We are coming off the back of a Bitcoin strategic reserve sign up, aren't we, friends? Well, here is a summary here for you. And I have these rectangle squares which illustrate the most important things you need to know. Strategic Bitcoin reserve will not sell. There you go. So they're not going to sell the Bitcoin. It's a reserve. They're just going to accumulate. You know, they're either going to steal it from other people or they collect it. It is what it is. What about the Ponzi altcoins? The digital asset stockpile includes potential sales. So just showing you they will also get them from forfeitures and everything out here. So we're going to get more information coming out, friends. Trump's meeting and everything else is just basically going to, you know, continue to reveal more information. There was an initial dump on the news because I think like everyone's got ahead of themselves, right? Everyone's in this state of depression because they've realized that they've been literally wasting their past 4.5 years. Altcoins are still bleeding from behind. You're just getting dumped on by VCs, dumped on by the LA Vape Cabal. Everybody's just dumping on each other. And literally 99% of people are not winning whatsoever. And they've delayed gratification, long-term holding. It's very, very sad. But I think, you know, you have to take it. You have to take it like it is. Man, markets are hard, friends. If we want the high reward, this is the type of stuff we sign up for. This is it. It's extremely risky. And that's why you don't throw everything on leverage. And you aren't here. I know it can take much longer than you expect. That's just markets. I also saw this video from Crypto. So you have Chris breaking bullish for altcoin, bullish for Bitcoin, bearish for altcoin. So and everyone's now at this extreme point of, say, Bitcoin dominance. Remember the chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Everyone is now even more bullish on Bitcoin. They go, oh, definitely bullish. And it is something to think about, right? Because if others BTC starts going up, okay, they're all going to be in a state of cope. They're going to be in denial. Look at others BTC, friends. Look at this. It's coiling. If this goes up, you will be watching me, okay, not only just serve fries in drive-thru, but I'll be telling people, hello, Mr. Bitcoin Maxi, you're a cuck. Your government policy literally says they're going to accumulate more Bitcoin and not sell it, but they are going to sell the altcoins. Okay. Why are altcoins outperforming Bitcoin then? So that will be the first clue that we've exhausted the Ponzi leverage in Bitcoin relative to altcoins, which means others BTC goes up. Yeah, but we're still waiting for that moment, aren't we? Well, that's where we are right now, friends. Seems like, look, and ultimately, friends, altcoins sell themselves. Man, it's the greatest casino ever. You don't need the government to come in and sign up US taxpayer money to actually get this thing to move up. And don't forget that. Now, let's see what my friend Aaron has to say. You're a cock! Because you're not a visionary. You're not sniffing what I sniff. You're living in the now. The now's already priced in. If you want to invest, you're going to invest for the future. A world that's not here yet. There you go, friends. There you go. So you have to invest for the world. I know you're like, hurry up, world. But you're investing for a world where altcoins run up so much and so strong, it forces the hand of the government for them to say, you know what? We've got to consider a long-term strategy for these altcoins. You just want them to say it. Catching the Pokeballs. That's all you need them to say. Don't forget, you're my Habibi Albi. You know, when the manager's not here, friends, as we're serving drive-through, you get to listen to a bit of music in between the cars coming on. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm dumping it. Here is Crypto Crapo's next prediction, friends. And as you guessed, it was going down. So Crypto Crapo is bearish. Thank you, Mr. Crypto Crapo. So Crypto Crapo, he expects a fake out move here, a capitulation down to 0, and then the zombie virus. I don't know, but this guy, he literally just does one TA thing every single time. It's zombie virus move. He's been doing this zombie virus V for literally this whole period of time. You've been watching all the videos. Do you remember? I've been talking to you about this like every step of the way. This is the Bitcoin price. Every step he's got firstly, he had here, you know, one more zombie virus to like 5k and then come back. And then up here, zombie virus V, zombie virus V, zombie virus V. Every single time. It was literally just got one move. Zombie virus V. This is it. Yeah, zombie virus V. Man, it was a black swan. That's not normal. Okay, it was a 1 in 20 year event. Just further proving again to you that not only are you my friend and I have straight posture, I hope you do too, but it's just proving that you get so much PTSD from these big events, you just keep looking for them. And that's actually what makes the market more immune from it. You know, it's almost like if you get robbed at night once, it haunts you for the rest of your life, you're always going to be looking over your back. You'll probably never get robbed again because you'll always be looking over your back. Like you're so paranoid about people coming next to you. Okay, so, you know, crypto crap is bearish. Hopefully that means more things to come. Now, I've got the pDAI to pHex ratio here, friends. I saw another person on Twitter land making fun of this, but they zoomed into it. And this is the actual chart. So all they did, see this circle? All they did was they showed you just this part. And I'm just showing you this. So this is pDAI pHex out here. You probably don't want to play around with ratios anyway. Everything is so freaking low in the ecosystem. All the narratives are still there, friends. The narratives, but yeah, there's what is narratives, man? It's something we tell ourselves, waiting for the price to go up. You know, so pDAI is still looking like it's poopy, but yeah, that's because PulseChain runs PLS as well, still stuck in the triangle. Also, very interesting what I've noticed, friends. So Eric's gonna win his bet, but I've been saying Eric's gonna win his bet for like a year. Literally, it's been 12 months, but for some reason, some of you baby dolls it's just registered in your head that I've been saying Eric's probably going to win his bet. And some people are saying, oh, it's bearish. Some is bearish. But I'm very interested. I've been saying this for like a whole year. I made so many videos. Do you remember? I made so many videos showing Hex only went up after Richard thought the Ethereum top was in. So if we're just correlating the ETH, like you need an ETH $28,000 mark, even higher if we're gonna beat Eric's bet beforehand. So yeah, it's just the legs just aren't there. So we're gonna have to wait. But he's got like 30 days left. He's like this thing needs to move 27x. It ain't moving. It ain't moving. That's it. It's gonna try maybe. It ain't moving 27x before this. He's gonna win his bet. Now I have these dates here, man. This is just wild. So the SEC, just think about this. The SEC band went after Richard Hart here. Richard Hart said he's fighting the SEC here, and the price is down here. So after winning. So think about that. Like after winning, we are still down. We actually beat the SEC. We're still down. So once again, just proving to you, ever so kindly and gently, that the narratives don't actually mean anything. I told you, Vince. SEC is not important. It ain't important. How many times did I made so many tweets juxtaposing everything. I go, like everyone in crypto community thinks the SEC is important. It's not as important as you think. Yeah. It's correlations, man. It's basically us hugging Ethereum and then the macro factors that keep Ethereum up or down. That's what's more important. Now, Vince, I want to play some angel music because we're going to speak a bit about something special here. Okay. So autism. Turns out, friends, autistic people are telepathic, and they've actually proved it. So some of you have been watching telepathy tapes, and you know what we're going to do before we even go on. I'm going to shout to BigBrainDeFi. I just saw in my comments, I said you're telepathic, and he goes, I knew it. I knew it. I love you, bro. I look at this, friends. This is cool. Check this out.
My son said to me, I can hear thoughts. And I said, impossible. And he said to me, you don't get the kind of gifts that I have if you lie.
Let's please multiply two numbers and see if he gets it.
Okay, what is it?
9 0 0.
Unbelievable.
1.
Maybe shuffle again, Dr. Powell. Oh.
Plus 2.
So he got the plus, too.
I was wondering, because I was looking at the 2 the whole time, and I saw his hand going somewhere else.
What is this phenomena happening? Why are his mind and my mind completely connected?
I knew that a lot of people would think, boy, Diane's gone off the deep end. But
That's the risk any scientist takes when they challenge the current paradigm.
Joining us today to shed some light, Dr. Diane Powell.
I'm working with children who have been reported by a parent to be able to read their mind.
The data was so compelling and accurate that I had to follow it, even though I knew I was risking my scientific reputation.
I started testing them, and I found that they were exceedingly accurate.
What is the next number?
3.
After the medical board took my license away, I had to prove my sanity. And once I did, I said, I'm going to prove that ESP is real.
Dr. Tarrant, he's done these QEEG scans to see what's going on.
The biggest overall finding is really this increase of activation across all the brain waves. If there was no change, I would definitely be skeptical.
If you can show a consistent pattern, particularly from kid to kid, that's how science changes. You cannot fake this.
We want answers like, where does it come from?
I want to know how and what am I supposed to do?
We can't all be crazy.
We are far more powerful than we can imagine, and the implications are huge for humanity and the planet.
So it's very, very powerful, isn't it? So yes, it's not like, oh, 2% of cases. No. They had 100% hit rate. Literally 100%. Literally 100%. Whatever the mum was thinking, they're able to, it just pops up in the head. So it is very interesting. Got more stuff coming out here. So I watched an interview where we have Ross Coulthart. Man, I want to interview him. I want to go on his channel or something. I'll bring him on. He's awesome. Australian journalist. Does UFO stuff. Copped a lot of heat, I guess, from 60 Minutes and stuff out here and people out here because they go, it's all kooky. But even in the trailer, friends, they took away that lady's, he interviews her, the lady from the trailer. They basically, they took away, so Dr. Powell, she, hope she's not related to Jay Powell. Or maybe she is. Tell us when he's going to cut rates, pump our bags. So they took away her medical industry. They go, oh, we think you're a psycho because you believe in telepathy and you're like experimenting other stuff. So we'll just take away your whole medical degree. So I guess the science field doesn't really have any room for bleeding edge things. And that's where like people like you and me come in and we're like, we got nothing to lose. Balls to the wall, backs against the wall. We don't care. I believe in it. Look at that. It's happening right in front of my face. But there's no implications for you and me. Because dude, Bitcoin went from a penny to $100,000. We've seen some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like our brains are blown already. Right? So you're like, oh, telepathy is real. Yeah, dude. Didn't you play any of the Pokemon? There's psychic Pokemon. They beam it to your head. You remember Psybeam move? Psybeam is one of like the most powerful moves in Pokemon. Everyone knows that. I love you, sir. I love you, friend. So the scientific studies being constructed, they've already confirmed this. So they are telepathic. And a lot of people get very, very emotional because a lot of these people, autistic, people are seeing them as retarded. As like there's something wrong with them. But actually it's not. It's more that their satellite in their mind, somewhere in their brain, their filtering is not on. They're basically unhinged, uncapped. It's uncapped. It's not that there's something wrong, it's that the satellite is just picking up too many signals. And there's many, many freaking stories I'll share with you a few. So that's why autistic people, it sounds like they're talking to themselves, but no, they're talking telepathically to other people. That's what's actually what we've been discovering. So their brains somewhere are really sensitive to picking up signals more than everyone else. They can read the thoughts of their parents. Even more interesting, there is something called the hill where autistic people go. So this was like gives you goosebumps. So the hill, friends, this is wild. It's not a physical place. The hill is somewhere in the cloud. You know, our conscious cloud field, quantum field, whatever the word, because we don't even have the science out here to describe it. It's pretty much it's a cloud out here. Their minds go there and they start talking with each other. They start talking to each other. They talk about religion. They talk about Jesus. There's some stories they talk about just music they like or songs. And it's interesting, in the hill, they're separated by ages. So like, you know, the 9 and 10-year-olds are like on one hill, the 16 and 17-year-olds on another hill. It's crazy. Is it crazy? Yeah, I guess not really. Our minds have been blown before. By the way, if you're in UFO land, you're like, oh yeah, totally believe it in 2 seconds. Because like we know, friends, all the alien abduction stories, we've already heard. How many times I've shown you, like, man, like over 100 stories. People get abducted, and the aliens they're just beaming it through your head. They're talking to you through the mind. Very interesting, right? So this is what, friends. This is how I knew it's 100% real. Okay, I went to Reddit, and they were all denying it. Not making this up. All over Reddit, totally denying it. I'm like, okay, the blue head, cow fart sniffing, wokey freaks don't like it. I like it then. So I 100% know it's real out here. So it just, things pop up to my mind, friends, like Reddit cryptocurrency, the Reddit Bitcoin, like all the threads there just for cucks. They're just wrong about everything. It's just like this wokey little, just weird, just weird sub-weird culture of whatever. They're just always on the back foot. I don't know why. It is what it is. Okay. They're going to be on the wrong side of history again. Now, everyone on UFO Twitter is very aware that telepathy is real since UFO abduction stories literally, well, not like 70 years. We're like, whoa, telepathy is real. Like, but we've known that. Okay. I want to read for you these stories. This is in the comment section. So I've handpicked this for you. Okay. And you're going to enjoy your lollipop, by the way. So look at this. Look at this. So the Ken Turtle. I worked in a residential care home for 2 years. One guy there was born a twin. He was very autistic. He'd regularly exhibit actions of telepathy. He'd come charging into staff meetings from halfway across the huge care room whenever we brought his case file out, gesticulating that we were being nosy. He would grapple with spirits in mid-air, tie them up and throw them out the door, then sit down, gesticulating in magician-like ways to weave spells of protection around himself when he returned to his chair. He'd sit on tombstones in graveyards, having conversations with the dead in his bumble of sounds. I got an acupuncturist to have a session with him. He came out with an amazed look on his face and said, he showed me where to put the needles and they were the right places. Then he sent me a blast of pure unconditional love. That night, the man in question's twin brother, non-autistic, called from halfway around the world in Saudi Arabia, where he worked. To say his brother told him in a dream to say thank you to the acupuncturist. He's feeling much better now. I know twins in real life. When one's crying, the other one knows. I'm not making this up. Totally different locations. When one's crying, the other one knows. They're literally like 20, 30 kilometers away, whatever, They know. They call the other. You're sad. I know you're sad. Yeah. When one cries, the other cries, by the way. Yeah. They feel the hurt. Twins. And even in this telepathic thing, I haven't even been able to watch this. I want to watch it. But yeah, they actually study the twins. So you're sharing parts of a brain somewhere. You're sharing some sort of quantum. Very common with twins. I've even told you how many, a year ago, I told you about that UFO story. There's a Hollywood director. He had a twin. And he's a Hollywood producer. His twin got shot in the heart, like I think in New York on the street. He got assassinated. He got shot in the heart. When he got shot, his twin, so the Hollywood producer, he was like in the building, maybe he was writing a script or something. He was in a meeting with someone. When he got shot, he felt like this thing in his heart. He like collapsed. Right, at that time, the exact same time his brother got shot. Forgot the exact person's name. It was something like that. So this is very, very common. Even in that trailer I showed you, yeah. So whatever the mum and dad are thinking, I think it's usually the mum. The kid knows. They know. They go, oh, you're thinking about this. We've got another story as well. Check this out. Brandon. By the way, the comment sections, I'm not joking, there's like 100 stories like this. 100. I just picked 2 random ones out here for you. Okay. Look what Brandon said. I live with a non-speaking autistic child, my stepson. I know he's able to do this, so telepathy, and my partner, his mother, doesn't see yet. He can absolutely read our minds, or at least hers. He knows things that only her and I know. At night, he laughs as if he's playing with someone, and after listening to telepathy tapes, I now understand why. It's because he's very literally playing non-locally. So we're starting to introduce these lexicon words. We're like bleeding edge of science stuff out here. Non-local transmission stuff. It sounds like, oh, it's a generic term out here, but yeah, that's like cuckoo stuff. They go, oh, no. All your thoughts are local. He's probably got like some part of his brain, the satellite's tuned differently, so he can also have stronger non-local things, you know? It's just like a radio, right? You know, you and I, friends, we have a local antenna in our ears. So when you and I talk, we can only talk, we're in the same room together within like 10, 20 meters next to each other. Okay, yeah, but then someone's got a radio technology that gets non-local signals. And so you can hear a conversation, 50 kilometers away from whatever's on the radio. So we're introducing these terms out here. I'm noticing that's like we're starting to bleed into these things and people start to get used to them. And then more, it's interesting, right, how it all works. So all our consciousness, once we start seeing of this, we start believing, you'll find more people will do more tests and like more answers come out as well. There's a lot of ties in as well to remote viewing and stuff out here. There's a big attribute of intent when it comes to these with humanity and everything out here. This is how the world works, which is so weird, man. Like intent as in like you only get the answers if everyone wants them. If you have like this desire, this grit, we want to believe. Okay, if you want to believe, the answers will start appearing. Which is it's this law of attraction stuff out here. I thought it was total cuckoo science when I was been watching that law of attraction thing. I was like, man, I got gypped. I'll pay like $20. I was a young kid. I was like, all I had was $20. I was like, man, what a waste. Do I just think of stuff? Oh man, we're just a little kid. You have no idea what the hell's going on. Yeah, actually, that's how it works. You think of stuff and you keep going for it, and your brain, something ends up finding a way to get the answer. Now, this was a lovely interview with Ross and Diane goes on here. So, obviously, the UFO phenomenon, things out here, now that we know these things are real and talking, I wonder what happens from here. Because, I think everyone's, we have to reevaluate pretty much how we start to see each other. Also, telepathy, friends, we know this from, John McMoneagle and remote viewing. We know that there's more to it out here. It's so crazy, man. They can write the coordinates in an envelope in a different language that you don't even understand. And then when you remote view, you can still pick up what they're looking for. Okay, so I guess what happens is with our brains, there's different waves that are pretty much that can basically beam out to the world. Different waves. They're shaped differently. Right now, we just see light wave stuff, electrical, but we can do things like maybe there's ones like looks like a 3D hexagon, just different waves and how they're just composed differently, and they send out stuff out here. Many UFO abduction stories we already know, friends. Mr. Aliens, they got a button to make you horny. They got a button to make you literally wipe your memory. They got a button to make you freeze. They got a button for pretty much everything. I like this magical remote controller. Can you make a button, please, to give us some green candles, Mr. Alien? Do you know what we've been suffering through, Mr. Aliens? Yeah, so we already noticed that's why a lot of people, like, they'll get a wand waved at them. A wand waves at them and they just freeze. Yeah. Also, interesting, fear, because we know this from markets, fear overrides their ability to control. Yes, it can. You have to be in a calm state. Yeah, so you can't be under the influence of drugs. Yes, it's very interesting. So it must be with the brain waves, something there. They can get something that pointed at you. Yes, so that's why it has to be at the right time, which is wild. It's like fear. When I heard more about it, because all these interviews, like you pick them up over time. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I'm just thinking about every single market crash. Every single market crash. Like our fear button overrides all rationality. And that's how you get crypto crappers, V reversal stuff all the way out here. What do you think about that, friends? I'm sure you've met autistic people out there. So, yeah, it makes me think about it differently now. They're literally seeing stuff differently in their head. Because obviously the Reddit, the science people, the wokey communist scum out here, their perspective was always like, oh, nah, something didn't develop with these people right, or they have no empathy, etc. That's all the traditional soy boy, globalist, bug-eating agenda scum. That's the type of stuff that they put out. Now we know it's a complete hocus pocus. because this lady, by the way, the lady I showed you, who was from the trader, she's been doing this for like over 15 years. I mean, she's been doing this when it was literally you're a nutcase. That's what everyone is. Also, something very interesting. I noticed on YouTube comments, one person said he noticed, and there's been like this general wide consensus that there was a big awakening on Earth in the past 5 years ago, when it comes to UFO opening knowledge. And I looked at it and I thought, wait a minute, that happened to me. I started digging more into it. I don't know. Mine came from Joe Rogan. I remember the first episode. I did not know who Bob Lazar and stuff out he was. So that all came with me. And now I think it's propagating to the internet. It's in everyone's heads. You know what's actually fascinated me, friends, more than anything? Anyone who spends just 15 minutes looking into it, 15 minutes, they're like, oh yeah, totally. Like they give it like, oh yeah, like 65% chance. Yeah, it's all legit. Just you think about that, man. Like we're going from it's totally kook to like, oh yeah, more than a coin toss flip. Like that is insane. Like in fact, actually, a lot of people we hang around, we see them in crypto, everyone's like, yeah, totally believe it. Totally believe it. So I wonder how we move forward from there. But let's wrap it back to crypto. Cryptocurrency, friends. The others BTC chart hanging out here. This is what we're looking for. This is others BTC. Man, this has just been relentless, right? This is the monthly chart. It's just been like going down forever. Going down forever. I mean, can you just please break this line? Surely you get to break this line. And this is 2025 and 2026. So actually, we don't even have that much time to pretty much crank it. This bull market. But yeah, that's how they usually go. Super vertical. So hopefully this strategic reserve stuff keeps pumping our way. We need Ethereum to go up, man. Remember, there's a lot of liquidations for Ethereum above $3,000. And yes, that's a lot of the exchanges pretty much. We know there's huge short positions, $3,000. There's a lot of volume done around here. A lot of volume. So that's where everyone's short. And it's like a nice round number as well. So if Ethereum can punch back up and just liquidate them, that'd be great. Thank you very much. You're my friend. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.